What's going on, guys? It's Luke. You're going to run through this trade recap of this one trade that we took on NASDAQ. We ended up getting stopped out of this trade break even right over here. So without further ado, let's get into this trade. So at market open, or right before market open, price immediately flooded up and it took out London high and it ended up making a new all-time high. And then from there, we had this huge sell-off to the downside. I wasn't able to capitalize on any of this movement down. But from there, price ended up filling within this 4-hour bullish FEG. So as you can see, we're within this big 4-hour bullish FEG right here. And if you also look from here, let me put this replay tool back. We're holding within this 1-hour bullish FEG, and this is the first gap on the leg up. So what you know about these first presented legs on the, or gaps on the leg, is that it's going to usually be the strongest because it's like the last line for the bulls to hold. So if this gap gets inversed, we're going to be changing our bias to short. But in the meantime, if this holds, we might be able to catch something for a decent RR and back up to all-time highs. So that's what I was looking for. You go around the 15, you see that we're holding within a 15-minute gap. And then you go, what I did was I worked my way down from the 5-minute, the 3-minute, the 2-minute, and the 1-minute. Now, if you look at the 5-minute, there's no gaps for us to inverse here. So we're scaling down to the 3-minute, there's nothing. The 2-minute, there's nothing. We don't have any fair value gaps. We have one all the way up here, but we're looking for something in terms of entry. So on the 1-minute, I finally end up finding a tiny fair value gap entry right here. So we end up putting in this small little bearish FEG. It's tiny, but we end up inversing it right here. So this was my first entry right here. Then we end up putting in this 1-minute bullish FEG, and then I end up getting an entry again off of this wick right here. So this is my entry. I put my stop loss below the halfway point between this hourly FEG, like the CE point of this gap, just giving it room, because the point of this trade was to catch all of this low resistance buy side liquidity. Like, you see how this looks like a trend line? This is all buy side liquidity. I want to target this up, but I don't want to get manipulated down, because what price will do sometimes is come down, dig into CE of the gap, and then it'll bounce. So this was my entry right here, putting my stop loss wider below CE of the gap. And I just wanted to target all this buy side liquidity. So at this point, I told myself I was going to put my stop loss to break even at this 15-minute FEG right here. So price ends up filling in that 15-minute gap, and then immediately just comes down and takes us out break even. The purpose of this trade was to try and catch the whole move back up, which would have gave us an insane RR. And I just believe that we could go up and just continue to take out all this buy side. But price ended up just coming down and taking us out break even. So we didn't end up taking anything off. Again, the RR on that trade would have only been about 1.1, I believe, at that gap. Let me just pull this down. So if I were to target the midpoint of that gap, I think it was like 1.2. Yeah, about 1.2 R. So we ended up moving our stop loss to break even at that point, and then the rest got stopped out break even. But briefly, I'll go through this again. Starting from the top, we're holding within this 4-hour bullish FEG. The hourly's holding within this 1P FEG right here. I'm expecting price to bounce, and just for us to catch some type of relief bounce. The 15 minutes holding within this gap. We can target up to this 15-minute FEG. The 5, the 3, and the 2 don't really have anything in terms of inverses that we can utilize for an entry. We enter finally off of this 1-minute IFVG, and then we enter again off this 1-minute fair value gap, stops below at CE of the hourly gap. Stop loss to break even at the 15-minute FVG, and then the rest gets stopped out break even. Again, the purpose of this with the wider stop loss was to target the whole move back up, but didn't work out. But not bad, not a loss. So going into the weekend on a break even trade, and then we'll be back at it on Monday. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna make the outlook this weekend. I'll upload that probably on Sunday. And yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until the next one, give me a like, subscribe, comment on the video, follow me on Twitter, link in the description if you guys want to support the channel. Till the next video, I'll see you guys then. Peace.